and rhythm beaming space. Watch our life choose our paths, ever-changing cast of dreams, tower above those timeless scenes.
So we're members of the Daylight Group, which is a community art group in St Day. We were asked to put on an animation project 3 years ago where we lit up, 2012, we lit up the front of the old church in the village. And so when the parish council got the money to start restoring the clock tower, they asked the Daylight Group and Claire in particular to come up with a community art and community involvement event, basically.
Yeah, we approached the Daylight Group because we thought they were a group based in St Day who could actually bring a definite community feel to the whole project, and I think it's been a great success. They've just entered into it wholeheartedly. They've brought in people from St Day, they've brought in people from outside of St Day, but they've got people from St Day interested, and as you can see tonight, there are people from all over the place who've come to support us, so that's a measure of their success.
Involved in the project, but because we were asked, Claire, who's sort of running all the event side of it, came up to us, and she's been to a few of our gigs, our 3 Daft Monkey gigs, and said, we're thinking of doing a project, would you be able to contribute in some way, i.e. could you write us a song? And we said, yeah.
Because that's what we do best.
Because that's what we do. And so we took she sent us all the history of the clock tower, and I poured through it, and we came up with this song called The Clock Tower of St Day.
Well, it was such an exciting project to get involved with, because there's so much going on in St Day and there's opportunities for everybody. So I just love singing and just getting involved, and the animations were great fun to do.
We've been organising and running workshops in various different places in St Day and in Poole and Redruth.
So John and I were part of getting together the community choir in St Day, the Daylight Choir. So it's been a great experience.
Yeah, well, I mean, Emma's a very clever one at conducting and things, and all I can do really is make a noise and bring some old Cornish songs along, which I did, which a lot of people knew anyway, I think. So it was nice to be able to, for me personally, to revisit some of those songs as well, to sing them with other people, and then to learn some new stuff with Emma that aren't songs that aren't sea shanties. It's been lovely.
And I think it's great around this area is because it's so interlinked with mining. There were a number of male voice members of the choir that were really able to sing and that brought a richness. And so to have John in the choir supporting the bass, and very often to get that mix of men and women together and for that to really work was just really exciting to do, and have people that had never sung together before and people that had never met one another before. And in 10-20 weeks of working together, we really had created quite a family, which is great.
There's a lovely sound as well, and we were talking to some of the ladies and the men, and they'd like to carry on, and they should, because it's a fantastic sound, and singing is such a wonderful thing to do. They're over the hard yards, really, which is losing self-consciousness and just not being frightened to sing and just to get out there and do it, and it's been fantastic, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
It was all on the moon of the day that he was born. It was always his treasure and pride. But it shall tick-tock, never go again when the old man died.
We have all the time that same day. Time enough for everyone that same day. We have all the time that same day. Oh yes we do. Time for you, time for me. That's a day from Sunday down to Folk, down to Brabant. You can hear Richard, it is quite empty. We are for the time at Sunday. Oh yes we do. Time for you, time for me, and everyone else at day. We have all the time at Sunday. Time enough for everyone at day. We have all the time at day. Oh yes we do. Time for you, time for me, at Sunday. From Sunday down to Folk, down to Brabant. You can hear Richard, it is quite empty. We have all the time at Sunday. Yes we do. Time for you, time for me, and everyone at Sunday. Oh, we have time. Oh yeah. Oh, we have time. Time for everyone at Sunday. We have all the time. Oh yeah.
We were attracted to this project because we've lived here a long time, and quite often you feel like maybe there's not much going on in St Day. It's a very quiet village, and so to hear that something was actually happening was quite exciting. We really wanted to be part of it, get to know some more people in the village, especially to do with music, because that's our focus. So we thought we were going down the pub every weekend to rehearse with the choir, and got to know some new people in the village. And it's so lovely to see them all come together, and they'll be friends now, and they'll all chat to each other when they're walking down the road. It's really important.
And the choir is going to continue as well. It was set up specifically for this project, but they're enjoying it so much that everyone's going to continue being in the choir, so that's going to be lovely.
And we're hoping that the song we've written will go down in history. As you know, maybe people will sing it in years to come. That's my hope, is that people will learn it, the children in the school might learn it, and it will go down in history, which would be lovely.
It's very important, a stage in marking the restoration of the tower, because we're a good halfway through it. We've got most of the building work done, and we're now in the middle of phase 2, and we're waiting for the rest of the work to start. So it marks a significant point in the restoration work.
And it's right in the centre of the community here as well, which is lovely. And it's nice to have a focal point, isn't it? I rather like that about it. I know there's one.
I think it's important to mark the points that we've succeeded with the clock tower, so it doesn't just happen quietly in the background, but actually people get a chance to celebrate what's going on and really get involved, and people notice that the work's been done and everybody participates, and it becomes a whole community project, not just a small group just getting on and doing it on their own.
It's about everyone feeling involved, whether they've baked a cake or made an animation or turned up to watch and given their support. This is everyone's building and it's everyone's event, and I think it's important to show that in a massive way.
Well, I think it's been amazing. It's been just brilliant to see everything come together like this. The projections look spectacular. The choir sounded amazing, and to be able to work with John Cleave and Tim Nathini of the Three Daft Monkeys has just been just the best thing ever. They've dedicated so much time and invested in it so much.
Well, I've worked with Claire before on a number of different art projects, and someone who's worked as a singing leader and a singing teacher and has experience in getting a community choir together. It was a great opportunity, and to arrange some different songs, it was really good.
Yeah, it was lovely, wasn't it? And I worked with Claire and Emma over in Sillies, with my wife Caroline as well, and we all enjoyed working together. So it's nice to be part of a team, and to have the chance for me to visit part of the county I don't come to very much, really. Don't know if they'll have me again. We'll see.
I'm not sure.
Back to the midnight landings, back to the fish dog smell, back to the frozen wind that bites with the teeth of hell, back to the strangest game that ever a man has played. Follow the stormy rollers, back to the trawling trade. Come, you botsy faring lads, there's fortunes to be made in the trawling trade.
The clock tower is important to me because it's important to all the people in St Day. It's a sign of when St Day was a very prosperous town, centre of the mining district around here, and people value it. It's something which other villages don't have.
When I drive over the hill from Redruth and I'm coming home, the thing you see is this view of St Day with all the beautiful hills behind it, and then the clock tower just sort of rising up over the horizon, and I always think it looks really beautiful. That's why I like it.
See what's become of me. When I looked around, all my possibilities, I was so hard to be.
David Amir, Royal Navy, torpedoed in the Russian Sea, died aged 20.
Bandsman John Edward Welsh Bailey, DCLI,
died aged 21.
I suppose my favourite part of the event is yet to come, which will be when we actually see the hands on the clock tower and the clock working properly. But if we're talking specifically about tonight, because I've got the funny hat on and I'm a member of the choir, then it would have to be the choir. And
our favourite part of the event, mine, was to perform the song with the choir. To perform a song that you've written and then to hear a choir behind you, it's got a really epic feel about it. It kind of makes your spine tingle, and it was just a really beautiful experience.
Yeah, I'd say the same. Just from a personal point of view, the actual performing of the song that we'd written, because it's not easy writing a song, so it's taken a while to actually get it into its final thing, and then hearing what the choir have done as well with the backing is awesome. Gives you little goosebumps.
Definitely doing the performance tonight, that's been enormous fun, absolutely fantastic.
When I stopped running around for a moment at the end and just stood over there and just watched and looked at everyone's work on here, and there was the choir just distant in the background singing those beautiful, beautiful Cornish songs, and just seeing how everyone's work has come together and how it's really lit up the building, and I think that was the best part for me.
To put all this hard work in and then get people's reactions, I think that's my favourite part.
The cake and the elements of bringing all of St Day's talents together.
I think that as project manager of Around the Clock, I've been involved in all aspects of the project, so it's really difficult for me to decide which is the favourite part. I really enjoyed seeing the projections, especially because I'm especially proud because I made a couple of them, so it's been really great to see them. It's been brilliant to work with Jazz and Holly and learn some new skills because I've never animated before, so that's been great. Of course, seeing the choir perform is a highlight. I've been at all the rehearsals and see them grow from a group of people that didn't know each other to a fantastic singing unit, and then to have their own song to perform, the Clock Tower song, and to see that performed in public for the first time. Of course, that's going to be high up on my list as well. I mean, it's very, very difficult because there are so many people, so many talented people in St Day. There's been so many people that have got involved in all sorts of different ways. Seeing it all come together has just been incredible.
I feel as though I've been here at the beginning of a legend. And I think that's what I've seen tonight, is that song for me, everything that's gone on, and this performance art has been so special.
When we were doing this project, we researched the history of the clock tower, and now this has become part of the history of the clock tower.
Yeah,
So
beginning of a legend.